The sun hung low in the sky, casting a golden glow over the vast meadow where a young gypsy girl, Lillian, danced barefoot around an old oak tree. Her laughter rang through the quiet valley as the wind played with her long black braids. Her dress, a colorful patchwork of fabric, swayed with each graceful movement, a reflection of her free-spirited life. Her name was Lily, a girl raised among traveling storytellers and musicians, moving from town to town. She had never known wealth or luxury, but she had something far more precious: freedom. But fate had other plans. That evening, as Lily twirled beneath the setting sun, she was unaware that someone was watching her. From the shadows, a man on horseback observed her every move, dressed in fine royal garments. He sat atop a sleek black stallion, his eyes filled with hunger and possession. Minister Adric, one of the most powerful men in the kingdom, had made up his mind he would have her. Edric dismounted, stepping forward with a confidence that made Lily uneasy. "You," he called out, his voice deep and commanding. Lily stopped dancing, turning to face the stranger. She had seen men like him before, nobles who either scorned gypsies or desired them, never treating them as equals. She instinctively took a step back. "Who are you, sir?" she asked warily. Edric smirked. "I am Minister Edric, advisor to the king. I have seen your beauty, and I desire you as my wife. Come with me to the palace, and I will give you a life beyond your wildest dreams." Lily's heart pounded. She had heard enough stories to know that such offers never came without a price. She lifted her chin and met his gaze. "I appreciate your offer, sir, but I cannot accept. Your people will never allow a gypsy girl into their palace. Your mother, especially, will never approve." Edric chuckled darkly. "You think I need permission? I always get what I want." Before Lily could react, his men emerged from the trees surrounding her. She turned to run, but it was too late. Strong hands grabbed her, and the last thing she saw before everything went dark was Edric's satisfied smirk. Lily woke up in an unfamiliar place. The bed beneath her was impossibly soft, draped in silk sheets. The room was enormous, with golden chandeliers, marble floors, and velvet curtains. But she wasn't fooled. This wasn't luxury. It was a prison. The door creaked open, and an older woman entered. Dressed in regal black, she radiated authority. This was Lady Eleanor, Edric's mother, the true force behind his power. She studied Lily with sharp, calculating eyes. "My son has brought filth into my home," she sneered. "A gypsy girl? Do you really think you belong here?" Lily forced herself to sit up, meeting her gaze without fear. "I never asked to be here. Let me go, and you won't have to worry about me." Lady Eleanor's lips curled into a cruel smile. "Oh, but I do worry. A woman like you can bring nothing but disgrace. You will never marry my son." Lily dared to hope. "Then set me free." Lady Eleanor's expression darkened. "Oh, I will, but not in the way you expect. You will be taken to the old forest, stripped of everything, and left to die. My son will bring me your heart as proof." Lily's blood ran cold. This was worse than death. Days passed in torment. Edric, despite his mother's orders, refused to let Lily go. Instead, he kept her locked away, visiting her at night, stealing her dignity and her hope. Then, the day of her execution arrived. Edric led Lily deep into the forest, where the trees stood tall and ominous, their twisted branches casting eerie shadows. The air was thick with the scent of damp earth and unseen dangers. He dismounted his horse, drawing a dagger from his belt. "I have to do this," he said, though there was no hesitation in his voice. Lily's mind raced. She had to think fast. "Wait," she said. "There's a wildcat in this forest. Its heart is just like mine. Take it instead, and I'll give you my clothes. Your mother will never know." Edric hesitated. "And you won't try to escape?" She shook her head, her eyes filled with false submission. "What could I possibly do? I have nothing." Satisfied, Edric took her garments, killed a wild cat, and left her alone in the cold, dark forest. Lily stood there, shivering, her arms wrapped around herself, watching the man who had destroyed her disappear into the night. Lily wandered through the forest, exhausted and starving. Then, through the mist, she saw something erode. Pressing herself against a tree, she prayed for a miracle. And then hooves. A figure on a white horse emerged from the fog. He was tall, dressed in fine yet practical royal clothing. His presence was powerful, yet there was kindness in his eyes. "If you are a spirit, reveal yourself," he called. "If you are human, speak." Lily's voice trembled. "I am human, but please do not come near. I have no clothes." The man immediately removed his coat and tossed it toward her without looking. "Put this on," he said gently. Once covered, Lily stepped forward. "Who are you?" "I am Prince Raphael," he said, "and you're coming with me." The prince took Lily to the royal palace, where the queen, upon seeing her, welcomed her with warmth and care. She was bathed, dressed in elegant silk, and given a place by the prince's side. Weeks passed, and soon, the entire kingdom adored the mysterious girl who had stolen the prince's heart. When the queen announced that Lily would be the next princess, no one dared to object. A grand wedding was arranged, and among the guests were none other than Minister Edric and Lady Eleanor. Their faces turned ghostly pale the moment they saw Lily, no longer a victim but a queen. As the guests laughed and shared stories, Lily stood and spoke. "I have a story," she said, her voice steady. "A tale of a poor gypsy girl stolen from her home, betrayed, and left to die. And in this room, the villains who tried to destroy her sit among us." She turned to Edric and Lady Eleanor. "Tell us, how does the story end?" Silence. The entire hall watched in shock. The prince stood, his expression dark. "Is this true?" Edric could not answer. Guards seized him. "For your crimes," the prince declared, "you shall be hanged. And as for your mother, she shall live out her days in darkness, never to see the sun again." Justice had been served. Edric was executed, and his mother was locked away forever. Lily, once a forgotten girl lost in the woods, became the most powerful woman in the land. And with Prince Raphael, she finally found the love and peace she had always deserved. The gypsy girl who once danced beneath the trees had become a queen not because of her birth, but because she had survived.